now return to the Transformers.
Hello and welcome back to Wreck and Roll. My name is Brian, and today I'm going to take a look specifically at the Dawn of the Dinobots expansion for the Transformers deck building game by Renegade Game Studios. To start you off, gotta love the cover art here with the Dinobots taking on Devastator. Apologize for the glare. On the side, you get some Grimlock action. Zoomed in a little bit. I'll turn it sideways. You get some sludge action over there. Like how he seems to be holding a tree, if I'm not mistaken. Flip over to the other side. We have Grimlock in Dino mode, and you have Scrapper, and I want to say that's Hook. Pretty sure, judging by the face and the alt mode. But maybe not. Now I'm second guessing myself. That might be Bone Crusher. Anyway, you get the Constructicons there chilling out. Back shows you what is inside the box. So, if we crack this baby open, you have a rules manual. You got a full-page Grimlock right here. Would love to have that as a poster. And then on the back, we have Shockwave and alt mode. Now, rules-wise, not a ton of different stuff to explain here. I guess things of note, it does go over how to use cards from expansions, talks about team versus team, in case you are adding this on to only a single base set. You have one versus many mode. It talks about how Dinobots, even though they are Autobots, they most of them have abilities that allow them to battle other Autobots, which is interesting. Talks about how combiners work, and I'll kind of go over that as we take a look at the box. All right, so rulebook, there we go. Kind of high-level overview real fast. So first of all, it is worth noting that Devastator's card is significantly larger than a regular character card. Now, a few things, we're going to take a closer look at this. The question that always comes up is about sleeves, right? And wow, that's super glaring. Anyway, so for normal characters, like when I sleeve these guys up, this is the type of sleeve that you want. I will link this better so you can see it, right? It's a 3" by 4" card for a regular character card. Devastator's card is a bit bigger. It is a 4 by 6 card. There are sleeves available. So this is the inner sleeve that you want, but they are flimsier than typical card sleeves because they're not really meant to be for games. However, they do make top loaders in 4 by 6 size as well, so it can make it a little bit more sturdy. We'll talk more about Devastator in a little bit. Character-wise, we get Grimlock, we get Slug, we get Swoop, we get Sludge, we get Shockwave, and Devastator, of course. It is pretty neat that Devastator's standee is also significantly larger than a regular character standee. Talking about the promo pack in a second. You get some plastic holders for the standees. Get a bunch of main deck cards. If you did not watch the Infiltration Protocol unboxing, it's worth noting that the promo packs now come with a little white cardboard backing to help protect the cards so that they don't get bent. And then in the promo pack for this box, you have characters Snarl and Razor Claw. You also have their standees. And then you have new level 3 bosses. You have Scorponok and you have Fort Max. And they are a little bit beefier, just like the Phase 6er cards that came in the Infiltration Protocol box. We'll talk more, take a closer look at those in just a little bit. Let's begin by taking a look at the character cards that come in the box. So gotta begin with Grimlock, right? So there is his alt mode. And it's worth noting that most, if not, well, I guess not Swoop, but most of the Dinobots get +1 when they confront in their alt mode, right? You've got Grimlock. He has an Energon ability in his alt mode, which I think is somewhat uncommon. And then there's his bot mode side. You have Slug, back in the day called Slag, but in certain countries that is a derogatory term, so he's called Slug for a while now. You have his bot mode. Sorry, focusing is not great here. Again, if you want clearer images, check out the Transformers Tabletop Games Facebook group by Renegade Game Studios. I'll have it linked in the description and in the comment. There are clearer photos that people took at Gen Con when they first got this. We have Sludge. Sludge a bit more focused on blocking and kind of dealing with damage. Again, I like that he's holding a tree. It's a nice touch. So Swoop, personality-wise, was always friendlier than the other Dinobots, so he does not have that same ability to battle with Autobots. Does get flight, which is neat. And here's his bot mode. This ability here seems like it could be pretty fun to use. And those are the 4 Dinobots in the box. And of course, you're asking, where's Snarl? Much like in the '86 animated movie, he's hiding, right? So he is in the promo pack. So here is his alt mode. Here is his top mode. Again, pretty thematic. Snarl, personality-wise, meant to be a bit of a loner, and his ability kind of rewards you for doing that. The other regular-sized characters, we take a look now at Decepticons. We have Shockwave. I like that Shockwave gives you options for what to do. Always scheming, always planning. And hey, 3 movement again, right, which is relatively uncommon. His bot mode, let me see if I can get it to focus. Thanks, camera. Great. Try to bring him back a little bit better. Okay, so again, like the idea is when a card refills, you're able to peek at it. You can teleport other characters to any space, although I guess you could also target yourself as well. And then here, right, again, that idea of giving you options, giving you choices, always prepared, always scheming. And then in the promo pack, you also have Razor Claw. This will begin with alt mode. Keep it uniform. Okay. And bot mode. A bit similar to Grimlock. All right, let's take a look at the big guy himself. So Devastator begins either as, well, he begins as a team rather than in alt mode. And then he is able to convert into a combiner, right? Now, a couple kind of interesting notes here. So we take a look at the text. Next time you convert this turn, lose 1 energon, if any. So there's kind of like an additional energon cost to being in combiner mode is essentially the idea. You may use team effects on your Wrath cards. Now, again, the Decepticon base set is not out yet, but reading between the lines, it seems as if they have kind of maybe slightly different or at least differently named starter cards, right? So for Devastator, what's neat is that you're going to take out, when you get your initial 10 cards, you take out all of the Wrath cards. There's 6 of them. I'm assuming it's kind of like the Decepticon equivalent of Courage from the Autobot base set. And then if you have, if you are in team mode, then as you play these cards, you are also able to trigger the team effect. And sorry, I kind of like zoomed out a little bit to fit the big card, but in this case, for I'm sorry, I believe also that all of these cards have a Energon ability when you're in combiner mode. So for Hook, team is +1 range, and combiner 2 Energon to get +2 power. For Scrapper, team +1 power when battling robots, and then just a straight +2 if you spend 2 Energon as a combiner. Bone Crusher, team when you defeat an adversary. You may destroy a non-basic card you control, and as a combiner, when you confront, you get +2 power. For Long Haul, like how he looks kind of dorky in the art, and that's kind of always was his character. For team, you get +1 move. He hauls things around as a dump truck. That makes sense. In combiner, 2 Energon to get +2 power. For Scavenger, it allows you in team mode to peek at an adjacent card in the matrix. When you confront as a combiner, it gets you +2 power. And for Mixmaster, you can discard 1 starter to gain 1 Energon when you're in team mode. And then as a combiner, 2 Energon when you confront to get +2 power. All right, so neat. And cool that we get individual art for these guys. And then in combiner form, right? So looking cool. So start of your turn, you can lose your start of your turn. Not you can. You have to lose 1 Energon. If you cannot, then you flip back to team mode, and then you also get +2 power at range 1 during your turn. As a combiner, you've got some reach, which is pretty cool. So again, I guess combiners are kind of eating up additional Energon. So if you run out of it, then you flip back into team mode at the beginning of your turn. And then either way, at the beginning of your turn, you also have to lose 1 energy. Anyway, so you've got 2 Energon abilities here. So for 1, other characters in your space each gain 2 damage. I guess you're kind of stomping around. Right, so I guess if you are playing team versus team, can mess with the Autobots. And then if you're playing with only Decepticons, then you are sort of messing with them a little bit too. 2 Energon, destroy a non-boss card in your space, then gain a different card with cost 2 to 5 from the destroyed pile, which again, it's kind of a neat effect, stomping around, and shows that dichotomy that the Constructicons are both destroying things but also constructing things. All right, so main deck cards. First up, there is another new type of damage called Stasis Lock. And again, see if I can get this to focus a little bit better. Kind of. So the basic idea is if the one from Infiltration Protocol did not allow you to convert, then this one does not allow you to spend Energon. There are 5 copies of it, and again, the idea is that you take these, you shuffle them in with the damage cards in the main game. They go face down so that when you take damage, you don't know what you're going to get. And then not a lot, like exactly like Filtration Protocol, this goes into your discard pile, which means it eventually goes into your deck, eventually comes in, and you eventually have to play it. Whereas the damage in the main game just kind of goes into your play area in front of you. Okay, so we have Circuit Speeders, 2 copies of it. We have a T-Con device. So this is neat in that you can target a character within range to convert. Let's see if I can focus better. They may convert, but if you spend Energon, they have to convert, which is interesting. And then you could target yourself if you want to with that first ability there. Next up, you have a Sonic Sword. Two copies of it. You have a Chronosphere, which this, I believe, is from the G1 episode where the aerial bots travel back in time and they meet Optimus before he was Optimus, back when he was Orion Pax, and to kind of simulate time travel. So, again, 2 copies of it. 2 copies of Combine. Not just for combining, but also just converting. You have Logic Puzzle. Interesting. Fun. You have Death from Above. Seems good. With Swoop, which I guess is why he's on the art there. You have Me Smash Brains. For relics, you have Or One. Focus a little bit better, hopefully. Or not. It likes my thumb. Okay. You have Legion Darts. Okay. You have a new Decepticon scheme, Decepticon Rises. A new Autobot initiative, which again, this is if you're playing as the Decepticons, this is the equivalent of a Decepticon scheme. So you have to deal with these. This is from the episode where Snarl and Swoop are built. Hold on, undo. Take that back. That is a lie. This is from the episode where the Constructicons debut. So this is towards the end. Hound projects this guy as a hologram to basically intimidate the Decepticons. Didn't know he had a name, which is kind of cool to know that now. So new cooperative scheme. Cybertonium G1 cartoon. This is where the all the Transformers, or maybe just the Autobots, basically began to shut down, and they had to send the Dinobots along with Spike and Carly to Cybertron to try to get more Cybertonium, and then hijinks ensue. Carly Woodwicky, which I think this might be the first time we have new art for Carly in a long time. I don't know if she's ever been portrayed as a scientist before, but neat to see. You also have Daniel. Kind of morbidly entertaining that when he is discarded from play, you draw a card, so you kind of get a benefit if he is off the table. Daniel was very annoying. Season 3 of the cartoon. We have the Ammonites, which are from the IDW comic. I think that they're basically like smaller, similar to Transformers, but I don't think they're actually Transformers. But I could be wrong about that. Insecticon clones. For sites, we have Dinobot Island. Full 2-part episode, season 2. You have an active volcano. Pretty fun in like a tough to deal with type of way. You have tar pits. I remember, this is a completely random tangent. Kind of like the little kid focused books that were out there. I want to say they were called like Ladybird, something like that. Some of them had like cassette tapes that had audio with it, but there was one that focused on the Dinobots, and there was a moment towards the end when like dozens of random Dinobots come out of a tar pit and beat back the Decepticon. We have a secret lab. For Autobot robots, we have Wheelie. I kind of like the fluff here where everybody finds Wheelie annoying. They don't want to be in space. We have Catilla, who had a bigger part in K Comics, if I'm not mistaken. Bit of a deep cut. I like it. I also believe, sorry, coming back, that's new art, if I'm not mistaken. We have Sludge, and these, most of the Dinobot robot cards, I believe, are from the Maximum Dinobot series, which has art by Nick Roche. Swoop. It has like a sleeker type of form there. We have Snarl. Have Slug. Of course, we have Grimlock. Definitely new art, or art for this game. We have Overkill, and I like this because this is from the either Lost Light or More Than Meets the Eye, and you see Chrome Dome up there riding Overkill. I don't know why they made the decision in that the issues with Overkill to make him huge, but I like how he's still a mini cassette. We have Headstrong. The Razor Claw gets some Predacons to use here. I like the Predacon symbol. Got some like teeth going on. Pretty neat. You have Dive Bomb. This is from, I think it's Spotlight Jazz, if I'm not mistaken, where basically Jazz helps Trax to survive being hunted by the Predacons. We have Rampage. Probably the coolest Rampage has ever looked. We have Long Haul. We have Razor Claw. I don't know where that art is from. That might also be new, but I could also be mistaken about that. I like how he's kind of breathing fire from the lion head. Pretty neat. And we have Shockwave. I think we are missing Tantrum? Actually, a few random things. Let's rewind for a second there. Headstrong, I think. Oh no. Headstrong is the Rhino. Never mind. I think we're missing Tantrum, who is sometimes called Torox now. I don't know if he's in. I forget if he's in the Autobot Core. I don't know if he's in the Decepticon base game. I wonder if we have him yet. Interesting. So bosses. Here is something that people will be happy about, I'm sure. Slash, who was released with the when Volcanicus came out as the combiner. It was the Scout, whatever the smaller class figure is, turned into a Velociraptor. I believe that she might be canonically female. I'm not 100% on that. But Slash is awesome. It's cool to see Slash getting some attention. Next up, we just need some Paddles action, who was the plesiosaur that popped up in the Transformers novel. So here we have Skylynx as a level 2 Autobot boss. Cool art for Skylynx. And we have Grimlock. And again, I think that that is new art specifically for the game. Pretty sure. And Decepticon bosses, we have Bombshell. We have Skywarp. And I think that's new art right there. And we also have Predacon. Okay, and those are all of the main deck cards. And of course, let me show off really quickly. These are the 2 cards that come in the promo pack. So you get Fort Max as a beefier level 3 Autobot boss. And we have Scorponok as a beefier level 3 Decepticon boss. Okay, quick first impressions, again, without having played any of this yet. It doesn't change up the game quite the same way that Infiltration Protocol does. Like, you don't have new modes to play. However, I don't think you need that, right? You've got fan favorite in-demand characters. You've got the Dinobots. You have Devastator. You have even Shockwave, right? Fan favorites, people are going to want this for that very reason. I do like the idea that, for the most part, the Dinobots kind of play into that idea where they're able to attack other Autobots. I think that's neat. I'm intrigued to try out Devastator to see how he plays differently compared to a regular character. Shockwave seems very kind of like thinky. So if you are able to think of all of your possibilities quickly, he, I think, is going to be a fun character to play. In addition to that, right, just adding in more possibilities of all the different types of cards, bosses, new Autobot, Decepticon, robots to play, new schemes to use, new sites to have, right? All of these things are helpful to have. So again, MSRP 30. If you're able to pre-order it, I highly recommend it. This way you also get the promo pack for free in there as well. Really excited for it. Can't wait to try it out. Can't wait to play as the Dinobots. Can't wait to hopefully play as the Dinobots with the rest of the Wreck and Roll crew and kind of be like stabbing each other in the back even more than we already would be. And hey, that's it. Thank you guys for listening to my rambling for the second video in a row. And maybe it won't be 6+ months before you see a video again. I'd like to try to get at least a solo video pretty soon, and then also maybe try to get some gameplay in with the rest of the crew as well. Until next time, wreck and roll.